Good evening. My name is Greg Ferris, President of the Forney ISD Board of Trustees, and I hereby call this meeting to order at 6:01. And we do have a quorum present, and the meeting has been posted in the time and manner required by law. This special called meeting is open to the public. Although those meetings are public, comments and questions of the audience will be confined to the time designated to address the board. At this time, we have nobody under item number 3 that signed up to speak to the board. So we'll move on to item number 4, which is public hearing. May I have a motion to call us into public hearing?
So moved.
Ms. Dobbs, do I have a second?
Second.
Is that Katrina? Ms. Burkhalter? Okay, it is now 6:02 p.m. and we'll be in public hearing. At this time, I'd like to turn the floor over to Ms. Kim Warzak, Chief of Operations.
Thank you, Mr. Ferris, Dr. Terry, Board. We did have on Tuesday night a public meeting to discuss the rezone. We did have 2 patrons attend that meeting. They did not provide any questions or feedback regarding the rezone that we discussed at the last board meeting. So we have received no questions or concerns regarding the proposed rezone at this time. Just put it up for you guys, just for review, for Dewberry Elementary. And so that is all I have for this evening. Dr. Terry?
Thank you, Ms. Borsak. Be happy to answer any questions you do have. If you'll recall, we are continuing to keep open the survey questionnaire form. Kristen could speak to that. That is a live link that you consistently have access to. You can kind of see some of the questions that are asked. Kristen, correct me if I'm wrong, but the majority of those questions right now are just really pertaining to how is it going to affect me through the change. There's only been 3.
One of them really was related to special costs. It had nothing to do with the actual rezone. The other one just wanted to know if your address was involved or not.
Yeah.
I'll repeat that on the microphone just for the record. So we had 3 people. I think one was about special populations, which is not affected by the rezone. That's a separate issue to get altogether. I think the other 2 were just asking about their personal address and whether or not it was affected.
Yep.
That is why the 2 people came to the public meeting this week as well. Neither of them were affected by the rezone, so they had no questions or comments.
That's correct. So we'll continue to take feedback if you do have any on this, and we'll continue to keep that questionnaire open. There is an FAQ posted online too, and so if you don't have any further input into the plan, we would recommend moving this forward into our December meeting for possible action at that time.
Any other questions from the board?
I just have one question. Other than the website, how are we making people aware that they live somewhere that's going to be moved?
We did send an email specifically to the 3 campuses that were affected by the rezone to let them know that that information was out there. Kristen, do you need to add anything to that?
Yeah. We actually sent them 3 emails. So we sent them 3 emails leading up to the public information session on Monday night that provided them with information about the public information session as well as the proposed attendance zone changes. So all of those families should have received that. And that was our Crosby, Blackburn, and Griffin families that all received that. And the staff received that information as well, so.
Thank you.
And to clarify, they went to every parent registered in Skyward.
To their Skyward email, yes, sir.
Yes.
Didn't want any, we didn't know.
No, ma'am, it's been,
And it's on our website.
it has been on our website, and then we also had the public meeting that,
Any further questions from the board? I hear none. Then do I have a motion from the board to close the public hearing?
I move that we close this public hearing.
Thank you, Ms. Green. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Ms. Burkhalter. All right, this time now it is 6:06, and our public hearing is now closed. Moving on to item agenda number 5, consent agenda. That is to approve the minutes of the November 10th, 2022 board meeting and approve a easement. As you see in your packet there, the board may take action on each separately or collectively. Do we have a motion on this item number 5 consent agenda?
Mr. Ferris, I move that we take them together.
Okay, Ms. Green made a motion to vote on collectively. Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Dobbs, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And I hear none. Is there any need to go into closed session for anybody? I hear none. Then moving on to item 7. Anything before I go to 7, Dr. Terry?
No, sir.
Okay. Item number 7 is adjournment of the meeting. It is now 6:07 PM, and this meeting is adjourned.